Good afternoon, my name is Susan Newsom, and today I'm going to show you how to brew loose leaf teas at home in just a few simple steps. Now you will need a few pieces of equipment to do this. You will need hot water, you will need a cup, you will also need loose leaf tea, and you will also need something to brew your tea in. Now this little gadget here that I have is a gravity tea maker, and it's very easy to use. It's made out of a plastic, and it's got a filter right on the inside, very fine filter so that it can trap the smaller tea leaves in there. And it's also got this false bottom on it. Now that false bottom, when I set this down, it's got 4 feet on it so that I can set it down when my tea brews. And the false bottom, when I set that on top of my cup, it's going to release the liquids within, but it's going to hold the tea leaves in there with that strainer. So, these are the magic tools that it takes to make loose leaf teas at home. Let's get started. I'm going to start off using a blend of loose leaf teas that I purchased at my local retailer. And this tea that I'm going to brew for you today is called Liquid Gold. It contains silver needle white tea, jasmine dragon phoenix pearl green teas, and also an oolong tea. Oolong teas are great for weight loss. Green teas are going to be great for boosting your immune system, and white teas are going to carry a lot of antioxidants because they are the least processed. So they're going to be really good for hydrating your skin. They may prevent some cancers for you, but they're also going to reduce a lot of fine lines and wrinkles for you. So let's get started. I start off by measuring my tea. Now at your local retailer, they're going to let you know how much tea that you're going to need for every 8 ounces. My tea maker here holds 16 ounces, and my retailer has told me that 2 teaspoons of my blended tea is all that I need to make a hot cup. I am going to be using a special measuring spoon. It's a tea measuring spoon, not to be confused with a teaspoon. And again, I'm going to place 2 of my teaspoons directly into my tea maker. 2 level teaspoons. Here's 1 and 2. Directly in there. And if you like your tea sweet, I suggest that you use a natural sweetener. I prefer German rock sugar, and this is what that looks like. German rock sugar is going to be an all-natural sweetener. It hasn't been processed, so it helps keep the flavor of your tea nice and rounded. I'm just going to add 1 teaspoon of that. If you like it medium sweetness, I would suggest 2. And if you like it really sweet, if you've got a sweet tooth, then I would suggest 3. So, right now we've got 2 teaspoons of my tea in there, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and now I need to add my hot water. Now, because green teas and oolong teas are going to be delicate leaves because they've been processed the least, I need to make sure that my water isn't boiling. Water is going to boil at 212 degrees for you, but my water I need to keep at a 195 degree. Again, the retailer has let me know, they've given me a gram that lets me know how hot to heat my water. And that's going to be 195 degrees. So now I'm going to pour my hot water directly over my tea leaves and my sugar. And I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes. I like to use the digital timer because it's really easy to stop and start it. Now I'm going to stir this just a little bit, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the teas that I've got going on in here. The teas that you saw go in were very small and very compact. The jasmine dragon pearls, this is the green tea, and you can kind of see that it's just a little pearl. But within that pearl, there are 16 tea leaves. And those tea leaves are going to be infused with jasmine flowers for 8 hours. Those flowers are going to be removed, and then fresh flowers laid again on top of those for another 8 hours, removed and hand rolled. So that as this tea infuses, you're going to see that a lot of these tea buds start rising to the top and they're going to unfurl. So I'm going to get a really flavorful cup of tea like that. Also, with the tea that I'm drinking, loose leaf teas are pretty much just like the plant right off of the tree. Teas are going to be made out of the Camellia sinensis tea plant. Not all teas, tisanes, or herbal teas are made out of this Camellia sinensis plant. They're going to be made out of fresh fruits and roots, herbs, and spices. And those are the teas. If you don't think that you're a tea drinker, I would definitely suggest trying some herbal blends, because tea is anything that if you brew it in hot water and then drink that water, that is technically a tea. So for those of you that are scratching your head, I would kind of equate that to, I would tell people, if I took your socks, kind of gross, and brewed them in hot water and drank that water, I would probably get sick. But it would technically be your sock tea. So again, along with those jasmine dragon pearls, I've also got that, the snow buds. And the snow buds are the least processed. Those are the white teas that I spoke to you about earlier. And what those teas do, again, they're high in antioxidants, great for preventing cancers, also good for your skin and rehydrating. These are the teas that a lot of athletes like to drink as well, because while you're training and you need to stay hydrated, these are going to replenish a lot of those liquids that you're losing during training. Now, the oolong tea that I have in here is a monkey-picked oolong, and that is, as it suggested, used to be picked by monkeys about 1,000 years ago. The monkeys would climb up to the top of the tea trees and pick the best and the finest of the tea leaves. They were actually trained to do this by the monks, and then bring them down, and those were reserved for the imperial family. But now they've been opened up to the Western world here. I've been studying different teas for, I would say, maybe the past 2 years or so. So I've really got to know a lot about teas and how to use them and prepare them. So my timer has gone off, and as you can see, all those tea leaves have really kind of grown in there. Okay? So now the last step before enjoying it is going to be to place this tea maker directly over my teacup. And as I do that, you'll see why they call it a gravity tea maker. Gravity pulls all of the liquid through the strainer and into the cup, and it leaves my tea leaves sitting on top. And I'm ready to enjoy a cup of tea. Now these tea leaves, I'm going to put in the refrigerator and save them for later, because I will be able to use them again. And I hope that in this quick demonstration you've seen, it doesn't take a lot of tools to enjoy a healthy cup of tea. You just need hot water, your loose leaf tea, a method to brew, and a cup. Sweetener if you've got just a bit of a sweet tooth. But very easy to brew loose leaf teas at home, and I hope this video has removed a lot of the intimidation factor for you, and that you take that next step in purchasing loose leaf teas and enjoying a cup of health at home. Until next time, have a great day.